Hey, Shalom, Makim Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us his truth and that's what teaching his truth. And much peace, love, and salutation to the elect, beginning with the 144,000, all the way down to the large multitude that believes in who the Lord will deliver in these last days. To you all I say Shalom. I'm the brother Tazamah from the Great Millstone Dallas camp, coming back today with another lesson. And Lord willing, today this lesson will be edifying. And I want to do a lesson on this article that you see here on the screen. This is from Leo Holman, if I'm saying his last, if I'm saying it correctly, leoholman.com. And who you see here on the picture is Mr. Schwab himself, the head of the the WEF, or the WIF. And we know the motive of the whole quote unquote globalist agenda on ultimately how they want total control. And the main way that they want total control is by ultimately putting a micro C-hip embedded underneath your skin. And many Israelite camps state that the Motb that's written about in Revelation, the 13th chapter and the 16th verse, is sin. You know, they'll say that it's an embargo. They'll say that it's an image of white Jesus. It's breaking the commandments, you know. But as we, beginning with our apostles and elders on down, as we've gone into it, day in and day out, to the point of ad nauseum, the Motb, all right, is the micro C-hip that they plan to inject underneath your skin when you break the word down. Okay? Because when you get the scripture in Revelation, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, free, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man may by ourselves save he that had the charagma. And the point is that he calls it, or he's gonna compel the people to do it. Okay. Now, when you read this article, the title of it reads, it says, "Globalist frontman." You see his name there, Mr. Schwab tells. You see the word there, and the reason why I'm saying it like that is because, with particular wording now, when you see the word global, E-L-I, E to the L to the I to the T to the E, they're linking that now with anti-Sism. Okay, if you're catching my drift. Okay, so it says globalist frontman Mr. Schwab tells E followers they must force humanity into a world ruled by AI and other dehumanizing technologies. And that's the key word, is that it's a forceful thing. You see? And when it's all said and done, when the Motb is made mandatory worldwide, as this will be a global thing, as it's written about in Revelation 3 and 10, the hour of temptation that shall come upon the world in the oikonomene sense, it will be a thing that will be forced, and it's also going to be written into law. All right, that if you don't take it, your quote unquote your civil liberties will either be taken away, or you'll be put to death. Okay, that's what the Apostle John seen. He said he's seen the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness and testimony of Yahushua, who didn't receive the charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, man. And this is the time that we're coming into. In the key word, it says that they must force humanity into a world ruled by AI and other dehumanizing technologies. Okay, it says WEF founder and director Schwab, speaking at the WEF's recently concluded summer meeting in China, has informed his elitist followers that ushering in the globalist agenda will require humanity to be forced into collaboration with the unelected organization, and the time for forced collaboration has now arrived. You see that it says the time for forced collaboration has now arrived. Okay, and that lines up with the prophecy written about in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. It says that at the end it shall speak and not lie. Okay, this is Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2. It says, "And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision for the prophecy is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak," and it's definitely speaking. Okay, these prophecies are speaking more and more loud and more clear as we come more closer to the day. It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It shall not, or it will not tarry. You see? But the key, it says, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Okay, we're not stumbling and fumbling upon what this prophecy means. You've had a lot of camps that's changed their tune about the Motb since the time that it's really been being taught. You know, you had one camp say that it's an embargo, and then you have another, and then years later they say that it's sin, you know, or breaking the commandments, or, you know, bowing down to this man's system, you know, when it's an actual physical thing. You see? But now that these things are coming to pass, okay, and these prophecies are coming to pass, more and more people are going to have to make a decision. A clear, distinct line is being drawn in the sand. Okay, it says Schwab made the declaration during his opening remarks at the WEF's annual meeting of the new champions, also known as the Summer Davos in Dalian, China. He praised China for its economic policies, which are seen by the globalists as the model of top-down centralized planning in a high-tech surveillance state run through smart cities, smart EVs. I'm not really too sure what a smart EV. Well, you know what? Let's see what a smart EV is. What's a smart EV? I guess smart energy. Okay, so smart cars, that's what it is. Like you know, you got like a smart car that doesn't really operate off of gas, that doesn't really operate off of gas, you know, and like hybrid cars and things of that nature. A lot of these cars are now basically just electric, you know, which all these things, you know, smart cities, 15-minute cities, the Internet of Things, you know, smart EVs or smart cars. Yeah, smart electric vehicles is what I guess is what it's short for. Smart homes. You know, now you got your home, whereas everything is can be controlled, you know, by your phone. You know, your thermostat. You know, you can pretty much control everything, like your thermostat and your electricity. You can control all these things from your fridge. You know, my crib is like that, where everything pretty much is controlled from my phone. I can turn off lights from my phone. I can, you know, control the thermostat from my phone. You know, smart homes, smart appliances. Like I said, your refrigerator can now, you know, now your refrigerator can be your telephone. It could play music, all these different kinds of things. It could be your Amazon and give you all these reminders and things of that nature. Smart meters, AI, digital IDs, and CBDCs, all of which hold one thing in common. They come with on-off switches, not under the control of the end user, which is we the people. You see, all these things can be controlled and monitored, man. And at any given moment, if they want to, if you get out of line, they can completely shut you off. And that's what the whole thing with the Motb is going to be. It's going to be a lot bigger than just buying something and selling something. They want to put you on the cloud. They want you on the database, man. You see, they want to be able to control and dictate and monitor your whole being. You know, your DNA, your genetic makeup. They want to alter your genetic makeup, which this is the biggest form of rebellion that the world has ever seen, man. You know, it's the biggest form of rebellion that the world has ever witnessed. Okay, let's grab a precept real quick. Let's get to 2 Thessalonians real quick, but I want to get it in the GNT. All right, this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "Do not let anyone deceive you in any way, for the day will not come until the final rebellion takes place and the wicked one appears." And the final rebellion is going to be the Motb. You see, that's going to be the final rebellion, because with that Motb, what that's going to do is it's going to show forth your allegiance to Esau as your God. If you get that Motb, if you get that charagma, you pretty much are bowing down to the fact that he is your God. He is your master. He is your ruler. He is your husband. And you see, we've been espoused unto one. We've been espoused already unto one husband, which is Yahushua, as it says in what's that, 2 Corinthians the 11th chapter. You know. So if you get that, that's why there's no repentance to it. You know, you got people saying, oh, well, I just cut it out. Like, no, it ain't. It's a lot bigger than you getting it and you just cutting it out. And then the Lord, oh, you cut it out now. Oh, yeah, you good now. Nah, man. And a lot of people are gonna bow down to this system because Esau is gonna put the squeeze on these people, man. He's gonna put the squeeze on the society to whereas he's gonna force you into submission. That's what he wants you to do. And when you're forced into submission, to the point whereas you don't know how your next meal gonna be, you don't know what you're gonna eat, you don't know what you're gonna drink, you don't know if you're gonna quote unquote live. This is where ultimate faith is gonna have to be kicked in. You see? Because we go to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua for all things. We don't gotta go to Esau. Esau doesn't control our life. Okay? Now we do gotta go to the enemy for the one of all things, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua supplies us with all our needs, man. Matthew the 6th chapter goes into that. Okay? And the elect are going to be good, man. As the scripture says, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. My servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty, man. The Lord is going to take care of his elect. And you have to believe that. Okay? As a matter of fact, hold that real quick and come here. Psalms 33. And right, Psalm 33 verse 18, it says, behold, the eye of Yahweh is upon them that fear him. And that's the key, is the fear of the Lord is what? The beginning of wisdom. Okay? And upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine. You see, because there's an orchestrated global famine that's taking place, man. You know? And all these things is orchestrated. All these train wrecks and bridge collapses. You know, these animals, these chickens and these cows getting euthanized and things of that nature. All that's happening for a reason, man. They doing all that shit on purpose, man. You know, this whole thing with with the birds. I'll just put it like that. You know, and now they're trying to create a whole new sticky icky. You know, and now they're trying to create a whole new thing for that. You know, all this stuff is controlled because this is really a form of depopulation. Okay? It says, our soul awaiteth for Yahweh. He is our help and our shield. You see that? So the Lord's going to help us in the time of trouble. All we got to do is maintain our trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and maintain a healthy fear, and perfect our fear, I'd rather say, of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, so that we can have mercy in the time of judgment, man. Okay? Verse 4. Back in 2 Thessalonians 2, he will oppose every so-called God or object of worship, and will put himself above them all. You see that? Anything that's supposed to be worshipped or in the form of being worshipped, Esau wants to say like, nah, look, it's me. I'm above that. It says he will even go in and sit down in the Most High's temple and claim to be the Most High. And you got the people over there in the land right now of Israel claiming to be the true chosen people when they're not, because prophecy doesn't fit them to be the true chosen people. But the main temple that he wants to sit in is you. Your body is a temple, and he wants to put an idol in. He wants to set an idol inside of you, man. Not saying that this is the abomination of desolation. I'm not saying. I'm just kind of equating it to the similar thing that happened in the temple whenever they set up Jupiter. In the temple of the Lord, man. You know, he really wants to put that Motb as an idol, man. You see? And if you get that, like I said, he'll be able to monitor, track you, and trace you in your whole being, man. This whole thing with the excuse me, with the CO2 footprint, all that goes in line, man. It says back down here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm start right here where I have it highlighted. It says, in their ideal world, we live as slaves at the privilege of our masters. And that's ultimately what they want. You see? But right now, we technically still are slaves to the system, but with the Motb, all right, it's gonna perfect slavery. You see? It's gonna perfect them being the masters and rulers over you. It says, we get out of line, they cut off our electric power, our electric car, our electric, digital money, everything. And that's why they want it inside of you. Because they can cut you off. They literally can cut you off from society, man. You know, that's why it says in Revelation, 144, call hello Yahweh Shema. That's why it says in Revelation, it says that that they will be killed. Okay? And when you get that word killed, it pretty much means to be excommunicated, man. Revelation 13 and 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many, that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. You see, if you don't want to get down, with this program, if you don't want to get down with this NWO, because that's really what the image of the beast is this whole NWO system, that you will be killed, man. And when you get this word killed, it literally means to be killed. Okay. All right. It says to kill in any way or whatever. Like I quoted earlier, like I mentioned earlier, you know, when it comes down to it, it will be a matter of life and death for some individuals if you take the Motb or not. To destroy, to allow to perish. All right. But when you get that root word apo, it says of separation, of local separation, after verbs of motion from a place, i.e. of departing, of fleeing. And we're going to actually have to depart and flee, man. We're not going to be able to be, you know, we're not going to be able just to freely roam the cities and navigate in the city and things of that nature, man. You ain't going to be able to even use if you got a vehicle, you ain't going to be able to use it without the Motb. You ain't going to be able to go into no stores and buy or sell anything, you know. You ain't going to be able to have no electricity, no gas, none of these things. That's why we are going to solely need to rely upon Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. You see, for the one of all things, like for real, it's gonna get intense. You know, the straight gate is gonna be on a whole nother level of straight. You see, but we have to trust and believe that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is with us, man. Okay, so continuing on. It says Schwab told the elitist performance, or I said the word there. Schwab told the participants gathered in China that they must force humanity into a collaboration with the unelected with. This is why Schwab told his globalist comrades at a previous meeting 2 years ago to expect an angrier world. You see, to expect an angrier world. I remember that. It was like 2 years ago. And what's going to cause the world to be more angry? Well, what's going to cause the world to be more angry? It's going to be whenever they forcefully take away your quote unquote rights and your quote unquote civil liberties, man. And you already see them, you know, framing all these different kinds of laws, whereas you can't say particular things. You know, if you speak out against a particular group of people, you can get locked up. And these things are just going to continue to increase, man. As it says in Isaiah the 10th chapter, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. That right grievousness, let me get it real quick. Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. You see that? They prescribe these things. You see? They're the ones that's talking about if you say if you speak out against this particular group of people, you know, then you're anti this and anti that, and you can get locked up, or you can get a fine. You know? But these people. And y'all know if y'all know who I'm talking about, but these people can just run around the world squirming and weaseling around all over the damn place, being complete demons, you know, completely annihilating a whole nation of people. You know? It says, and when you take a man's sandwich, man, that's gonna cause somebody to fight, man. You know? When you take a man's sandwich, when you got 100 people and 10 sandwiches, and those 100 people are hungry, you better believe there's gonna be some bloodshed. There's gonna be some bloodshed involved in that. You know, and in this society that we live in, you know, this society that's just geared towards the flesh. Everybody has been geared towards the flesh here in America, man. Nobody knows what it feels like to actually have to fast, or whatever the case may be, man. You know, it says. Okay, it says when you force people to live in a way that controvert their best interest it tends to make them angry. They know their policies related to a green company or a green economy, perpetual wars. Hey, this is not the scripture said that there will be wars and rumors of wars. Perpetual wars, and you got perpetual wars going on right now. Okay, you got the war in Ukraine and Russia, the war between Israel and Palestine. You know, you have a internal war going on here in America between the right and the left. You know, pro this, anti this, pro life, anti life. Everybody's at war against one another. Everybody's at odds, man. Okay, it says severe restrictions on travel. Okay, you got all these. Why do you think all these planes are just falling out the sky, man? All that's happening for a reason. They're letting you know. You know, they're letting you know that look, you ain't gonna be able to travel like that. And plus, if you do need to travel, you're gonna have to be micro C-hipped up. Farming, eating meat, and a host of other activities considered crucial to a mid-class lifestyle will be extremely unpopular and cause civil wars on top of the world war they already have planned. And that's 2 Ezra the 15th chapter, man. You know, that's 2 Ezra the 15th chapter when it talks about how men shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. You know, woe unto the world, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. You know, for the lack of bread, it's gonna be, and you see civil war breaking out, man. This year is gonna be crazy when it comes to the elections. You know, they granted Donald Trump supreme, presidential immunity, pretty much meaning that all the charges, quote unquote, that he had accrued due to the whole January 6th thing and the whole, Donald Trump's which all this is bread and circuses anyway. But pretty much with the presidential immunity, he's still able to campaign. You see, and those charges aren't gonna come into effect. So anything could happen at this point, man. They could try to take him out. Wait, 144 again. Call all y'all about now shot. They could try to take him out, or some sort of attack, quote unquote, could happen. Which causes Joe Biden to remain president. Due to executive orders, man. So we clearly see what's going on. We clearly see that that this place is circling the drain. Okay. It says, remember, as the 2023 World Government Summit, the globalists told us that there would need to be a shock event in order to usher in a new world order. And what could that shock event be? It's soon to be seen. Could it be a TERROR to the IST attack? Very well, possibly could be. Could it be a pestilence or a disease? Very well, possibly could be. They did it back in 2020. And they're already on this whole scare with the birds. It says now they're being even more honest and telling us that we will be forced to accept the NWO. Okay? It says, of course, the biggest stakeholders of all, those paying taxes to fund governments, have no seat at the table in Schwab's elitist meetings. You see, we're not, and with these meetings, man, these are these secret meetings that are done in darkness, man. Okay? What's that, Psalm 64? Psalm 64, verse 2. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. You see, in the secret counsel of the wicked this is a prime example of one of the secret councils that they have, man, at these meetings at Davos. And they had many more. They had many more meetings that are promoted, or if these are all world leaders and things that go on worldwide with these meetings, man. But you don't see them mentioning these meetings on the news, on CNN or Fox News. These things are done pretty much in secret. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection or the uprising of the workers of iniquity. And who is that talking about? It's talking about the Edomites, man. beginning with the global with the elite of the nation of Edom. It says, who whet their tongue like a sword, and that word wet means to sharpen, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. You see, all these decrees and all these words that they're speaking are really arrows and shots being shot to let us know their next plans. It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. And who are the perfect? The perfect are the elect. Suddenly that they do shoot at him and fear not, because ultimately what it's going to boil down to, it's going to boil down to those of us that are speaking this message. You see, it's going to boil down to those of us that are speaking the truth, that they're going to look at us as enemies of the state, man, and they're going to try to silence us. You see, but that's when Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man, that's when the Lord's going to lift up a standard. You see, and the Lord's going to cause something miraculous to happen, man. 144 on the phone, call Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You see, it says, we are seen by these globalist predators as useless eaters, part of a herd that needs to be culled, and the culled pretty much means to be like a large number to be killed, in order to preserve global resources for themselves. You see that? And that's what it's all about, heaping up resources for themselves, man. Okay, and James the 5th chapter goes into that. They're the ones that's heaping up all the gold and silver, you know, and food, you know, seeds. They all hoarding that to themselves, man. That's why they want to feed you pretty much with they want to feed you with burgers made out of mealworms, man, smashed up mealworms. You know, and they want to add bugs to your diet. Look at this whole thing with going on with the fruit. You know, this rubbery, you know, jacked up fruit. You know that that's been promoted by the gates of hell, man. You know, you got Beyond Meat and all sorts of kind of madness, man, that's really causing turbo cancers. You know, this is James 5, and let's see. I'm gonna jump around. James 5:1 says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." You see, because even though these elite are doing this and they feel as if they're going to escape the judgment of the Lord, ultimately they're gathering up all these resources, really ultimately to give it back to us. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and to be cankered, pretty much, it is to be worthless, man. As it says there in the NLT, actually, I didn't even know it said that right there. It says, "And the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and ye shall eat your flesh, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire." You see, that's ultimately what's going to bring down these Edomites, man. Is the fact it's going to be World War III. You see, it says, ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. You see that? And they're heaping treasure into themselves for the last days to try to what? Ultimately escape their judgment, man. They feel as if whenever this society crumbles, you know, once America's destroyed, you know, and this society collapse, that they're going to be able to rise out the ashes like the phoenix or some shit. And it's not going to happen, man. They're going to go straight to slavery on this world. Not no, you know, as the IUIC teaches, you know, this world going to be blown to smithereens. Nah, they going to go into slavery in this world, man. That's what's going to happen. Okay? It says that's what Malthusians believe, and you have something called the Malthusian theory. Pretty much what the Malthusian theory is that you have an increase of people, you know, and this really goes back to some Edomite, man. You know, his name was like Thomas Malthusian or something, Malthusi or something like that. But pretty much it goes back to some Edomite, some theory. Pretty much that there's you got too many people on the planet Earth, and when you got too many people on the planet Earth growing, the resources of the Earth are more linear on the graph. So pretty much what needs to happen is that the population needs to be pretty much diminished so that we don't run out of resources. Which realistically, the Earth's not running out of resources, man. You know, it's just the people that's running the planet Earth right now are using up all the resources, man. Using up all the oil. You know, they're the ones that are in control of the resources. How is the Earth that's ever plentiful, you know, and it regenerates itself running out of resources? That doesn't make no sense. You know, whereas now they got to put a tax on air, you know, a tax on carbon, you know, global warming and all that kind of bullshit, man. You know? So we see straight we see straight through Esau's bullshit at the end of the day when it's all said and done. Okay, it says below is another clip where Schwab touts the so-called Fourth Industrial Revolution technologies, such as artificial intelligence. This is why they don't need as many of us in the planet as in the past. AI will perform most of the tasks for the elites. They don't need as many human slaves, man. You see, and they truly believe that they'll be able to, you know, have artificial intelligence do the task of most humans, man. You know, you got these McDonald's and things, and these fast food restaurants now that don't even have workers, man. I remember I went to go get some food from Panda Express one time, you know, and they actually have an it's AI generated order taking. You know, it's artificial intelligence taking your order. Okay. So what I'll do, I actually made it to my destination, but what I'll do, because I did want to play a little bit of this video, but what I'll do is I'll leave the link to this in the description box so that you can, you know, read it and look at the videos yourself. You know, Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, a great millstone that taught us his truth. And much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. Until next time I say, Shalom.